Now, I was there for your first match with Nyla Rose, which she wasn't too fond of your opinions of wrestling that should be a male sport or a just a male dominated business, and she kind of physically told you how she felt. How do you feel that your reaction, like the reaction in the locker room? I mean, it's gotta be pretty hostile when you walk through the locker room.
I don't expect everyone to understand or agree with me right away, but eventually all these girls are going to realize that I'm the one who's right about all of this, and really, I'm the one that's for female rights. I'm defending their rights to stay at home, cook dinner for their husbands, and mend their husbands' trousers, That's the way things should be.
Now, how much of yourself are you willing to give to the business since you're pretty much have a bullseye on your back?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
I said, how much are you willing to give to the business since now you pretty much have a bullseye on your back?
Oh, I'm willing to give everything that I have to reach these people's ears and show them the way that things should be. I'm on a mission to change the world, and I'm going to start in professional wrestling.
Now, you're taking on Little Jeannie, as we said, March 7th in Staten Island, New York for Valkyrie Women's Professional Wrestling. And Little Jeannie is a former mainstream character, WCW, World Championship Wrestling, for any of you who don't know what that means. She's wrestled with the best in the world. Does that intimidate you a little that, you're wrestling with someone who's wrestled with the best?
No, because I've wrestled with the best too, and quite frankly, I believe that I'm on my way to being the best. So no, that doesn't intimidate me. And even if I don't come out on top, I'm going to learn from the match. I'm going to get better. And most importantly, I'm going to teach little Jeanine, or whatever her name is, a lesson about what it means to be a female.
Okay. Now, how do you feel like you can accomplish all this? Like, when do you feel like when you have every female in the locker room, following your lead? Are you trying to start a faction of something, or how do you how are you trying to get how are you trying to get the word out there?
It's simple. I'm a natural born leader. It's just in my cards. It's just the way it's always been, The more people listen, the more I speak, the more they're going to realize that I'm right about all of this, I have opinions about a lot of things, about education, about our banking system, and I'm going to teach people the ways to correct our society.
Now, I got to ask, what if you're wrong? What if your movement fails? What does that leave you?
That's just not an option, because Ashley America is not a quitter. One of my greatest role models was Sarah Palin, and as Sarah said once, "Don't retreat, just reload." If they're not gonna listen to me, I'm gonna find a different way. I'm gonna keep going. Nothing's gonna stop me.
Now, do you feel maybe somewhere down the road that if you get someone that sides with you and maybe starts believing some of the babble that you're spewing out, that
babble? Excuse me?
Well, look, I would never tell my girlfriend, your place is in the kitchen. So she's an independent working woman. She makes her own decisions in her life, and I can make my own sandwich, to be honest with you.
Whoa. You've got some serious problems there, because you are an enabler of the feminist movement to androgynize our society. pretty soon we're all going to be walking around with bowl cuts, no makeup. Is that what you want?
Me personally, I'm in the minority of my opinions. You know, a lot of people out there like their women el natural in other countries. United States says, you know, you're Ashley America, so you're trying to speak up for the entire nation, and I gotta say, you know, you're probably in the minority with your beliefs, and you have the right to believe what you want.
Exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem.
I mean, you have the right to believe what you want. You know, this is America. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of choice. That's why we love this country. You know, but every day we got people in the media and in the press and on TV shoving their beliefs down other people's throats, and it never reacts well. And I would have to think that you're constantly have to look over your shoulder on a daily basis.
I am not afraid of anything that anyone can do to me, you know? If they think they can do something to my back, then it's just going to come back at them. It's that simple.
Well, I guess we're going to see on March 7th the reaction long term with Valkyrie Wrestling, because I feel that every woman in that locker room is going to try to, in their eyes, beat sense into you through their beliefs, and you got your beliefs. So I mean, it's going to make for good ratings, that's for sure. So, you know, my next question for you is, you know, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory, but outside of your beliefs and everything else, and just the wrestling business in general, what are your long-term goals?
My long-term goals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to be the next first lady. I want to marry whoever is going to be president next.
Okay.
Because that is my rightful place, and I want to make sure that his trousers are neatly pressed and mended, and that I can support his views, which of course will be the same as mine.
Yeah, in theory, you would think that his views would be yours, but not everybody has the views of the president of the United States, especially our current president. So,
well, you know, if you give me a second, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about a great political agenda that I highly support called No Child Left Behind.
Sure.
And basically, what we want to do is come up with this. Well, what we've already done is we've come up with a standardized test that every student has to take, even though each student is different and has different strengths and weaknesses. We want them all performing on the same level of criteria, which we have predetermined, of course.
Right.
So what happens is if the students can't pass this test, which we have mandated according to, you know, our own cultural views, we are going to take away the funding from the school, because clearly survival of the fittest, if you can't cut it, you're going to get cut. That's it. And we're going to take away the funding from the schools and make it more difficult for the students to learn and pass the test, because, you know, sometimes you just got to learn the hard way. And then, you know, once we've taken away your funding, if you still can't pass the test, your school's gone. And that's the American way, you know? That's what we want to do.
I don't have a problem with that. I was a full-time student with a double major. I worked 40 hours a week. So I'm all for education and working for what you got. Nothing's free. And you know, no free rides.
Not in America, you know. This is not the land of equal opportunity. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, it's not the land of the free ride either.
No, you know, you got to figure it out yourself. And if you can't figure it out, then you're not going to make it. Sorry. You're going to be homeless on the streets, and then we're going to put you in a camp.
Yeah. Man.
That's just the way it's going to go, because this is America.
For once, I have to agree with you on that. Might not happen much, but I agree with you on that. Social media. It's what we live in, this world that we live in right now. And I'm sure fans are going to want to reach out to you and express their support or against whatever that you believe in. So how can fans reach you on social media?
I am at Ashley Murica on Twitter. That's ASHLEYMURIKA.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me at Ashley America on Facebook.
All right. And Ashley, all kidding aside, I appreciate you giving us a call and sharing your beliefs with us, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your weekend, and we definitely look forward to seeing you in Staten Island, New York on March 7th for Valkyrie Women's Professional Wrestling as you take on former WCW superstar Little Jeannie. So thank you, and we'll definitely
thank you very much for having me. Yes, hopefully we can change your viewpoints and smarten you up.
Well, I wish you luck in your match, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, and don't forget, don't retreat, just reload.
Take care. That was Ashley America, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking her mind about her beliefs of Ashley's America. Does not mean it has to be your America. So definitely an interesting view from a young lady who is now in the wrestling business, and she's going to use the business of wrestling to get her beliefs out there. And what a better way to do it. What a better way to give yourself a platform than doing it in the squared circle and doing it in front of other women. And the men, as we spoke to Jay George last time, the men are outside the ring, as managers or valets or just or fans. So it's going to be Ashley that's going to be in the ring, and all eyes on her. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if Little Jeannie pins her mouth shut. We'll see if Ashley continues her quest to spread the word that the women should not be wrestling. They should be home in the kitchen and supporting their family and their husbands and everything else. So but again, I can make my own sandwich, so I'm good. And if I can't, there's drive-thrus. So but we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back. We're going to talk a little bit about On Point Wrestling from last night. So sit back, relax, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Over a decade of excellent dining experience. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. We feature over 25 different types of pizza pies, and also will create anything you want. Our sauces are made fresh daily and use only the freshest ingredients. We also have good old-fashioned style entrees, cooked like your mom used to make. From wraps, calzones, rolls, and pasta specials galore to calamari and soups. All in a cozy atmosphere. Call today or stop on in.
You're listening to Damage 365 Radio, and this is ECW Original, the Angry Amish Warrior Roadkill.
Chickens.
On January 17th, 2KW Pro took the next step in the Bronx, New York. Now you can take the next step from the comfort of your own home. Now available on gumroad.com/L/the next step. For only $7, you get to see an amazing 8-match card featuring the Walking Riot Rays and the Funky Monkey, Angel Ortiz, tearing the building down, literally. A high-flying tag team throwdown as the High Spot Heroes attempt to steal the show against the Liberty City Dynasty. Styles clash as the Iron Fists of Joe Bullrock look to knock out the MMA fighter David Potter. And in a triple threat throwdown that you will not want to miss, Sir William Black returns to the ring against the real effing deal Mike Drastic and the absolute Chris Cage. All this plus the 2KW Pro debut of John Davis, Larry Dallas, Matthew Ryan Shapiro, and much, much more. Pre-order now for only $7 on gumroad.com/L/the next step. 2KW Pro. Take the step.